Good evening, everyone. My name is Bernard Cana. I'm the editor-photographer of the website known as the Photo Pit. Over there to my left, or your right, depending how you're looking at him, is Danny Mazzeo, the editor-photographer of the website known as The Threshold. And with us tonight is Jymmy Tolland from the band known as The Lonely Ones. And we are going to have also Marty McCoy join us. He's just running a little behind today, but he will be here soon because these guys are rushing back from band practice. So, Jymmy, thank you for joining us. We greatly appreciate it, taking your time tonight to do that.
Bernard, I got to give you a shout out real quick. You're the first person in months to say my last name correctly.
Yeah. How do they pronounce it?
Toland, like toll booth.
Right.
I get Tolland, like, tall. A lot, so much.
Toland, right? It's T-O, not T-A.
Yeah.
So
this is gonna get this is gonna get fun real fast because I've been doing this for months and he still gets my last name wrong.
Always. Did I get it wrong again today?
I'll tell you this. I'm not going to name names.
That's okay. So I love this.
I'm not going to name names, but I am in a band with a person who still doesn't get my last name right.
It's fantastic. Well, that does make me feel a little bit better.
Whichever. It's all good. I feel your pain too because no one ever does my last name right. So
it's always. Let me take a guess. Is it Cana or Cana?
It's Cana. Most people say it as Cana.
Cana.
So, yeah,
I wouldn't have gone
Cana,
there. I was going to guess between the two.
Yeah, that's always the popular one. So you see, I feel your pain. Danny, how am I still getting your name wrong? Mazzeo, right?
Mazzeo. I think it's a northern thing, right? Mario versus Mazzeo, Mario, Mazzeo. Like, really, who cares? Who cares?
Care? I care.
Do you? Like, I don't.
I do. I care.
Well, okay. Well,
I do care.
Right here, buddy. Right here.
All right.
we're making big strides tonight.
You guys are adorable.
We've been doing this too long. That's what it is. Anyway, so with that being said, welcome to the night of mispronunciations, everyone. Anyway, all right. So, like I said, Marty will be joining us shortly. As soon as he can get on, I'll keep an eye out to make sure we get him added into the room.
Jammed up in traffic up there in North Columbus.
Yeah, unfortunately, caught up there. So, but in any case, so Jymmy, tell us a little bit about what the Lonely Ones have been up to recently. Because we know you guys have been touring. I know you were touring last year in 2021. You've been doing some touring this year. So what's currently going on with the band today?
Currently, right this minute, we're both prepping for some upcoming shows. We've also been back in the studio for the first time in, probably 9 months, maybe close to a year. We recorded a brand new song last week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we were in there, which is the first material that I've been the guitar player on. In the band. So that's been a really cool, fun undertaking. It's to really get in there and peel apart the layers on guitar as opposed to peeling them apart on bass.
Very cool. Very cool. And besides recording, are you guys planning to go back out on the road again over this summer to fall?
Yeah. We've got a lot of shows in August. Obviously, we've got a few in July as well. I'm actually leaving about 9:30 in the morning tomorrow for a show in Indianapolis, followed by one in Waterloo, Iowa.
Nice.
We've got Blue Ridge, obviously, in September. And I don't know that the ecosystem for us where we're at as a band right now, mixed with gas price and just kind of the state of the economy right now. I don't think like touring like hardcore like Boba Flex used to do. 3 weeks, 6 weeks. I just don't think we're there yet. We took some stabs at that, and there were times when it was really successful, early on in the Lonely Ones playing live career. And then there were times that it was, highlighted really the kind of chinks in our armor. So, the move right now is get, just good banger weekends where, either we're playing in markets that we do well, or we're trying to, to link up with bands that are bigger than us, more established, and grow from there. Because the live shows where you make your money and you make your bones.
Right. Yeah, and it's a shame. It's like you don't think about that something like gas prices would be so impactful, but to a lot of bands who are getting up there and making their way, and these rising stars, as we like to have called them, it's, if you're in a van and traveling, it's all out of your pocket, right? If you have to fuel that thing and you're traveling
Yeah.
hundreds and hundreds of miles, that adds up
Yeah.
fast. Adds
It's
up real fast.
it's been a major shakeup in like the planning aspect of what we do.
Right.
Let's say 9 months ago, last summer, last fall, even the very beginning of this year before gas prices really climbed, we were pretty risk taking when it came to shows. If there was just somewhere that that could pay enough to make expenses, which is a lot lower number, we would let's just go try it.
Right.
Maybe if we lose a little bit of money, it's a small loss. It was worth the risk, and the reward was oftentimes better than the potential loss. But now it's like our travel expenses have essentially doubled. We have a diesel vehicle. And right now, if you really want to get into the real nitty gritty of it, it costs us 75 cents a mile to go down the road. So you can figure out, it's insane. It's insane. And so that really kind of throws a wrench into, as much as I love being just roll the dice guy, screw it. I almost swore, screw it. Let's go. It's just the cost of rolling the dice has gone up drastically.
Yep. Yeah, unfortunately it has. And it's, hopefully you guys will, hopefully we'll get back to a place where it's a little more sane and get back to get back to your normal stuff and whatnot. So
we get diesel back under $4, I'll be a happy camper.
Right.
I'll be rolling dice left and right.
Don't blame you. So you guys were announced this year to be performing now at the Blue Ridge Rock Festival for 2022. Congratulations. We think we love to see you there. It's a great addition. I know the fans will, and the fans will, I think for this festival, what we love about it is that it's a very rock vibe festival, but plus this year, a lot of people wanted a little more heavy too. And you guys bring, I think, that great rock vibe plus a little bit of heavy behind it as well. So I think the fans will absolutely love you guys for sure. So give our, those reviewing a little taste, and those who are going to watch later, hopefully, a taste of what does the Lonely Ones bring live?
I think that we bring, like, I could be cliched and say what everybody else will say and say it's, energy, this and that. But it's like, I grew up listening to the Rolling Stones, Aerosmith, Guns N' Roses, all that. And then as I got older, got really into, more modern heavy bands that I thought really had something to offer, whether that be Mastodon or whether that be Gojira or whether that be Asking Alexandria or, smaller band like Moontooth, that I think are really just pushing the envelope and just going places that have not been gone before. So what I like to do, and what I think we do really well, is combine that old vintage blues rock vibe, because that's who I am as a guitar player. I can't change that. But put it through a modern lens. It's more gained up guitars, and then more of a modern production. I love Greta Van Fleet, but I would be being dishonest if I put out a song that sounded like that. Their stuff is phenomenal, but it's not how I want what we do to sound. I love modern samples and this and that, and really just taking old stuff and just really running it through the prism and letting the rainbow come out.
All right. The right now, what would you feel is your best single to date for the Lonely Ones? Like if you have to tell someone, like if you want to hear our music, if you never heard us before, what's the song they should start with?
I would say the two best examples of the band as it stands now that are out, and I preface this by saying I think we've got better examples that are in the in the bag still. But we have a song called "Change the Station" that came out last February. We have a song called "The Way Out" that came out this February, and those are both, I think, a really good example of exactly kind of what I just described, which is, very vintage based rock and roll, blues based stuff, vocal harmonies and melodies, real clear guitar tones, but heavier. But then a lot of modern, the term we've been using is ear candy. The little hooks that you don't hear on something from 1975 that you really only get now, the samples and the the little switches and all the effects that you can put on something nowadays.
I like that, ear candy. Like I don't hear that term often enough. You know, I hear it every now and then, but I don't hear it as often as I think I would like to hear
But
that.
it's also about when and where you use it, and
Exactly.
So it works here. It really does. Like especially when you look at some of the vintage stuff that you guys are leaning on. I mean, you've definitely got more of that Southern bluesy rock foundation, and you're exactly right. I mean, it's ear candy that layers on top of it. It's fantastic.
We've got a song that it's actually the song we were in the studio recording last week that I think it's gonna be a single here before too long. I think it's too good to hold on to for long. And it's got my first guitar solo on it. And I thought the guitar solo was really cool, but we tried something where we put some effects on the guitar, and I live mixed the effects like as the guitar solo was playing. So I played it back, ran it through this effect unit, and live mixed it to tape. So it's not just a guitar solo with a delay on it. I'm throwing a guitar solo or a delay way over here, way over there. And it felt like something more than just a cool solo. Not that I get to say it's cool, but to me, I liked the solo. But I felt like doing this ear candy stuff where you can hear the delays switch and change live in the song is a cool thing.
This is a cool thing. All right, look forward to what you have a time frame of when you think that might drop.
I don't.
Okay.
And I would be lying if I said something to you.
Okay, no, that's perfect.
I just know that we want it to come out soon.
Right. All right. That's good enough for me. So I could see like the people who are watching are getting a little antsy. They want to ask questions already. You want to take some questions? That sound good?
I would love to take a question.
All right. Here, let me see. Scroll back a little here. Here's a first one for you.
The first one that jumped
There
out
it
at
is.
me was from Courtney.
Yep, that's yeah. Go ahead, you can ask it.
Is it weird going from bass to guitar and vice versa, depending on what's going on in your world?
Yeah, weird would be a good word for it. And not maybe for the reasons that people would think. I played guitar before I played bass. I was a guitar player in high school, made the switch to bass as a career choice because I knew a band that needed a bass player, but I really, really liked the band. So then playing bass for 8 years or whatever it was, making a switch back, it's not so much for me a physical challenge of my hands not doing what they should do, because I played guitar quite a bit the whole time. It's thinking like a guitar player versus thinking like a bass player, because they play, if you got fast hands and you're coordinated at doing that, you can do it on any instrument. It's not that difficult, but it's getting inside your own head and going, okay, what does this song need? And there's two different answers if you got a bass in your hand versus a guitar. Bass is so much more of a rhythmic bed that you really have to know when to put your mark on something, and sometimes that's not when you think it should be. Sometimes you got to pull back and hide and pick a very odd time to go out and steal everybody's attention. Guitar is a lot less rhythmic based. Coming from that blues thing, my hand is sloppy when it comes to guitar. I'm not tight, but it's about energy. It's more of you're trying to catch a vibe with the guitar as opposed to bam, 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 bam. Bass has got to lock in with the kick drum type stuff.
That I have to admit, that is probably one of the coolest descriptions I've ever heard about the difference between a guitar and a bass from a player perspective.
I think people they get maybe a little twisted on playing guitar or playing bass is physically difficult one from the other. And there's differences for sure, but that was not a big deal switching from one to the other physically. One physical challenge has been the actual size of the instrument. On stage, getting up on stage with a guitar was weird because I was used to throwing around this much larger instrument. And so you throw your hip into just strutting around doing that, high energy rock and roll thing. And you might be able to see videos of me screwing it up on stage where I'd throw my hip into it and the guitar would go and want to take off because it's, 5 pounds lighter.
Right. Makes perfect sense. All right, let's see here. Christina has 2. She asked first, what's a song of yours that I should add to my workout playlist?
I'm just going to go ahead and say The Way Out because that's our most recent single, and I'm always on team push the most recent single. But like I said earlier, I think that's also one of the best examples of kind of what we're doing as artists. If you're looking for something maybe a little more workout, Change the Station or The Lonely One would be a good example. That's a little more, rah rock and roll.
Okay. Let's see. Her second question is, what's the one song not by the Lonely Ones that you have to sing along to every time you hear it?
Ooh, I gotta hit it with "Rocks Off" by the Rolling Stones, which is kind of a deep cut. That's like it's really like a seaside darn near. But it's the opening track off of Exile on Main Street. I'm the biggest Rolling Stones fan in the world, and it was actually my ringtone back when people had songs as ringtones for probably 2 or 3 years. I don't anymore because everybody else in the band started chewing me out about it because my phone would go off in the middle of the night and they'd hear "Rocks Off" blaringly loud. But still to this day, when I hear that opening little lick, I get this weird little tickle in my brain, like I got to check my phone. But then once that kicks off, it's just that song just perfectly encapsulates like the rock and roll ethos to me.
That's cool.
Burned out, but carrying on.
All right. Like that. That's an excellent answer there. All right. Let's see here. Another one. Does the band have any rituals that you happen to have when you're on tour? So, for example, we got to go stop at a Waffle House after our show.
We are preachers of the gospel of Planet Fitness.
Really? Okay.
I'm not like a gym rat, but I work out. I try to stay in pretty good shape. And on top of that, it's the only reliable place to get a cheap shower, free really, if you're willing to pay the $20 a month. That's where we stop every day. Is we go to the closest Planet Fitness or the second closest Planet Fitness to the venue, and yeah, I'm in there for 3-4 hours, and I'm really only working out for like an hour and a half. But it's almost like a little miniature spa, which sounds weird to say about being in a ratty rock and roll band. But I go in there and I'll sit on the couch and use their Wi-Fi and just be really nice to people behind the desk, and they don't care what you're doing. You checked in, you're good.
Yeah, they don't care.
So sometimes if I smile just right at the person behind the desk, they give you like little tokens that you can use for the massage chair. You're only supposed to have 2, which gives you 10 minutes. But I'll be real extra nice and just ask them how many they can give me, and they'll just dump the whole bucket into my hand, and I'll go slide like an hour and a half's worth of tokens up in, and I've gone in there hungover and just fall asleep in that chair with it.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, that's to sum that up. It's Planet Fitness every day.
Every day. Okay, that was an unexpected answer.
Yeah,
it's good, man. That was something we started in Bobaflex. Sean, the singer from Bobaflex, actually used to be on he still is on a huge Planet Fitness kick, and we used to make fun of him. So like, why do you want to go there? And we've put together after a few weeks, like he always comes back to the venue smelling good and smiling, and I'm sitting here like wearing a stew basically. I haven't showered in 5 days. I'm mad, smell bad, and hair looks all messed up. And to finally put 2 and 2 together, oh, that's why he's so happy, because he's running a couple miles and getting a shower.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I get it. I get it. That makes perfect sense to me. So,
I'm still trying to wrap my head around, because you just said you're going to be in a gym for an hour and a half, but then on the same day, you could be on stage for an hour. I'm like, first off, I can't even work out for an hour. And here, so maybe it's just an age thing. I'm just getting there. Sorry, Bernard, but I'm just like, damn, dude, like crushing it.
It's one of those things, like any workout, obviously you build up to that. I wasn't working out for an hour and a half, when I first picked it up, but it helps with the show. That's my job. It's the only fun I get to have on a day-to-day basis is going and doing that show. So why not do it and feel like I was able to do an even better job than I would if I wasn't in as good a shape? It's kind of, one hand feeds the other, I think is the term, where the show makes the Planet Fitness better, Planet Fitness makes the show better.
Yep. Yeah, like I said, it makes perfect sense when having you explain it. I sit there going, okay, now, yeah, I see it, and it's just perfect sense. Love that.
But it also sounds like it's a great hack for the road for anybody that's out there trying to get it done. If you guys are looking for a shower, $20 a month.
Follow Jimmy for more life hacks.
$20, man. And the cool thing is that the $20 actually gets you a guest as well. So we have, there's 4 guys in the band, 1 crew member, and only 3 of us actually have to pay for it. The other ones get in as a guest, whatever, and in exchange, somebody will buy somebody lunch every once in a while, whatever. But yeah, so it's $20. You get somebody else in there, and it works at any Planet Fitness in the country. So, and it's also just, even if you don't care about the shower or the workout, I don't know why you wouldn't, but it's a safe place to park every night, because most Planet Fitnesses are 24/7, and it's usually in a strip mall or something to where there's going to be, there's some sort of security detail, but they also know that people park there overnight or work out overnight or whatever. So they'll just leave you be. They don't care. As long as you're not like parked right in front of the building and blocking traffic, they're cool.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Somebody here says that you guys should get a PF endorsement deal now after that.
I've been trying. I tweet Planet Fitness about every few months.
Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Yeah,
one of these days, man. One of these days. We had a song that got played on the Planet Fitness TVs for a little while, and that was as close as we ever got.
That's still cool. No, keep at it. Keep at it. You never know. Another question for you. When did the Queen cover of Flash, one of my favorites, saw you guys do live, by the way, that got in my review. I was blown away by that. Were you all nervous to release it to the public when you first decided to do it?
No, not by the time. By the time it was ready to actually go out to the public, if I'm being honest with you, I was feeling my oats off that. When we went in to record it, I was a nervous wreck, because it was my idea, and Marty pushed back a lot. He was like, I don't think we can do it, man. I think that's too tall of an order. And a relationship that Marty and I have always had is if one person says yes, the other person has this gut feeling to say no, and it's not me or him. It's whatever. There's always like that we could. And so I was like, man, I think we could do it. I don't know what part of it we can't do. And he and I went back and forth forever, like probably an hour or 2 on the phone about it. And finally he went, okay, if you believe in it that much, I'm in. I got your back, but you run the show on it. It's on you. And I went, cool, bet, I'll get on it. And hung up the phone. I was actually at my mom's house on the West Coast for Christmas. I flew back there, hung up, and went, oh my God, what have I done? That I would get anybody to agree to this. And so then it was really on, because now it's my skin on the line. If it's not good, or if it doesn't get done in time. So what it was we were doing it via Sweetwater, the company, the music sales company. They have a beautiful studio in their complex, like a world-class studio. And they wanted us to go do something for a charity album. So that's how it originally got up. We weren't planning on releasing it.
Awesome.
They were just going to give us, they did give us 2 days of free studio time to do this song for a charity album.
That's cool.
And they originally, they wanted to put it on their thing. It wouldn't be like for us to put out or whatever. But as we kept diving into it, I'm a pretty, roll the dice type guy. And when I tell you that I had sheets and sheets of handwritten notes, and I can't read music, so I didn't know how to chart it out. But so I had my own made up language of how each time that we say Flash, there's this, there's this much space in between, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I had it so detailed, and was showing it to everybody. They're like, what is this? What is this hieroglyphics you put in front of us? Cuneiform charts you built out. And we got into it and recorded everything for a day and a half, and we were behind schedule bad.
Oh.
And I was getting ready to be like, I don't know what to say. We don't have enough time to do these vocals. We had finished the music. We had to do Queen's vocals in like 4 hours in the studio. And
That's
somehow
crazy.
just managed to completely pull it out of our behinds and did the vocals in 4 hours. And then once I heard it, I was like, oh, not to brag, but we tore this up. I knew we did. Like I said, sometimes you can just hear it and go, oh man, okay. And so eventually that the idea for that charity album got scrapped. And I was like, I can't let this go to waste. So I reached out to Sweetwater, and they just signed the rights to the song, or to that recording over to us. No questions asked.
There you go. Hey Marty, how's it going?
Am I sideways?
Yes, you are sideways. Yeah, I just don't.
You look good, buddy.
I don't know how to do this. God damn it.
Minimize.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hey Marty, I was instructed to not cuss and to forward that to you as much as possible. Your microphone just turned off.
And your video.
You did not forward that to me.
I was just telling him about our fiasco of you and me back and forth about doing the Flash Gordon cover.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
I told
Now
him
we
about a
got
long
you.
conversation. But yeah, it was by the time we decided to put it out, Marty and I were both like, oh, this rules. We did a really good job.
Oh,
I wasn't nervous about it at that point.
I'll tell you, when I saw live when you guys came through to Florida, I was like, that's such a song you just recognize it by the first notes, you don't even have to get like 4 notes in to know what it is. And as soon as I heard, I'm like, they are not doing this. I mean, they're really not doing this, are they? Yes, they are doing it.
Yep.
It's funny, Marty. Bernard was at the Seven Dust show in Orlando.
That's the way I feel every time when we get ready to kick into it again. We're not doing this, are we? Are we doing this?
I saw a video that somebody had posted. I think it was on YouTube or maybe Facebook or something. From the point of view of the crowd on their cell phone, they were maybe halfway back in the crowd, and it was right as we started that. And as soon as we did the first flash, I won't repeat it because there was a lot of cussing going on, but they lost their minds. Whoever was behind the camera, no idea. And that's exactly what you want to hear.
Yes.
Because that's an interaction I don't get to overhear. I don't get to hear what people are saying down there when we're playing. I get to hear what they come to us and say, which is usually going to be nicer than what they'd say to their friend. But hearing just some guy lose his mind over it was beautiful.
And I think that's exactly what it was. It's one of those songs, it is to me, it's one of those songs that a lot of people won't do because they won't take the chance thinking like, I'm not going to touch a Queen cover because it's Queen.
Yeah.
And if you do one of your standard ones that everybody else is going to hit. So to be able to pull out Flash,
out of any of them to do, that's the one no one to me ever expects to do. Yeah, well done. It is such a great version of that song. I honestly, I was absolutely blown away by that when I heard it. I was like, what is this? Like, this is crazy. So anyway, for everyone now who's joining, welcome Marty McCoy. Marty, welcome. Glad to have you here. Thanks for coming along. Yeah, so we were just answering some questions from the crowd and just chit-chatting about various things here. And I want to find something real quick to see, where was it? I know it's in here. Hang on one second. Bear with me, peoples, for 1 second.
Sorry.
Here it is. Yeah, let me just read you this real quick. This was out of my review when I covered your show back in December. This is a cover of Flash, one of the most iconic movie theme songs from the 80s from the movie Flash Gordon. The song resonated through my childhood and adulthood forever, so this take on the song to me was a big deal. They call the version Flash/The Hero with good reason. Their take on the song is double like the original. They keep the original through the majority of the song and through the slow. Right after that, the Lonely Ones make it up with their own beautiful music and vocal piece and fast tempo and ending that is just phenomenal. Needless to say, I was impressed.
Thank
There
you.
go.
That's very cool.
It was a fantastic cover and great stuff there. So yeah, it was just amazing. Let's see here, get some more questions coming your way. What's the best band that you've got to tour with? I know that's a kind of subjective question, so
Marty,
maybe how about
first?
what are some of your favorite bands you've gotten to tour with?
Seven Dust, probably.
Yeah, those guys are fun.
Yeah, they're so good. Where are you going? My cat's being crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, Seven Dust is probably one of the coolest bands. Mudvayne, Megadeth. God damn, there's so many. But just like those bands where you sit every night and watch, it's like probably Seven Dust.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
insane.
Non-point, Point probably one of those bands too, I would say.
Yeah, I love those guys. We just had Elias on the show just last week, so
Cool dude, man. Such a cool
yeah,
guy.
very cool dude.
Okay,
Very cool.
yeah.
So here's let me ask a question, because Jimmy gave us kind of his take on a lot of from where music influenced him. So Marty, for you, what music like artist wise influenced you when it came to writing music or playing, etc.?
Shit. Pink Floyd, one of the coolest bands in the world. Tool, Guns N' Roses, Metallica. If I had to pick four.
Yeah, all right. That's a cool mix. Of
I could
bands there.
I could see the influence from every one of those without a doubt. So
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I believe Marty's wearing a Pink Floyd shirt right now.
What is it?
You're wearing a Pink Floyd shirt right now, aren't you?
Oh shit, yeah.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
I love
Very
that.
good.
so
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they were something special, that's for sure. I mean, you don't, their uniqueness, I think, what stands out. But then again, at the same time, every band you just named had its own uniqueness to themselves.
They
You know,
were all
Tool,
trendsetters,
I mean,
and
you just,
groundbreakers in their own right.
yeah, just them, GNR even had their own, Metallica even has their own. It's like there's every one of those bands has their own little flavor of something that's different. So I completely get that. Completely get it. Completely get it. What was the thing here?
before you go to any additional questions, I'm going to go ahead and interject and see if we could get a story. Now that we got Marty here, because I can't let this go. So Marty, I know you guys just played Point Pleasant about a month ago, and before we went live here on Facebook, Jimmy was saying that there was a moment that may or may not have shaved some years off of everybody's lives. So I would love to hear this through the eyes of you guys and see what all happened.
Can I tell it, Marty?
Yeah.
So we were playing at an amphitheater. For those of you who don't know, Point Pleasant, West Virginia is basically the town that Marty grew up in, and it's also right on the water, right on the Ohio River. And there was an amphitheater there the amphitheater butts right up to the river. It's just basically a maybe 10-foot sheer drop off the back of the concrete pad into the water. And we have our 30-foot bus and trailer, and we realized it was not going to fit into the kind of driveway reverse situation you had to go down the riverbank. And so we had our buddy Jeremiah, shout out Jeremiah, that brought his truck, and it's like, he's a pretty savvy dude. I trusted him to do this, and he's like, I'll just put your trailer on my truck and back it down. It's going to be a lot smaller vehicle, easier to maneuver and whatnot. I said, cool, no problem. I trust the guy to back up with some sense. So we kind of pull it up, get it ready. And as he's backing it up, I'm going to try to do this, in a way that people can visualize. It's a very quick, like steep incline before it flattens back out. And it kind of hits a curve as the incline hits. And it was one of those things you don't realize how steep it is until the vehicle is pointing at the sky as it's backing up, and it comes off some gravel. The gravel gets kind of wedged underneath his tires as he's hitting this concrete pad, the start of the concrete pad that's inclined. And I'm looking at him, I'm just kind of guiding him, and I realize that he's hitting his brakes, and the vehicle's still moving. It's sliding.
Oh no!
Long story short, Jim.
I'm about at the end of it. Long story short, he just slid down the concrete and happened to catch some traction with what would you say, Marty, 1.5 feet before the trailer went over the river's edge?
I'll tell you less. Yeah. It was
bad.
bad.
It was close. And it was one of those moments I was standing there talking to him and just guiding him. And when I realized he couldn't stop, there was nothing I could do. I just stood there with my hands at my side going, you better get ready to jump in the river with all that gear and start pulling it out.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
deep.
The trail had everything,
would have
right?
been submerged. That's our
Like-
entire career would have been right in the river.
I was walking up the path and I was like, oh shit, it looks like everything we own is getting ready to go into the river.
Oh no.
Fucking close. Yeah, it was close.
Oh,
I'm
that's
glad I wasn't.
no, I'm glad
Yeah,
that
I'm
didn't
glad I
happen.
wasn't.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
it was close. About $250,000 worth of gear went into the Ohio River. That close.
Nope, that would have been bad. That would have been bad. Because I couldn't even imagine that. It's like all of a sudden Jimmy's jumping in the river trying to pull out bases and drum heads. And
I was pulling the only thing I could do was pull my
I wouldn't
keys off
know
my
what-
hip to make sure I
Yeah.
could get in the trailer as quick as possible.
yeah.
I wouldn't even know what to say to you, Jimmy, if that happened. I go, well, that's over. We're going to Amazon.
Well,
Got jobs.
Yeah, my first thought was that that was the town that Marty and Tommy and Marty's brother Sean started Bowaflex in. And I just thought of the irony of everybody's career starting in a little town called Point Pleasant by the river and also ending on that same
Ending
little
it.
town next to the river.
Started here, down here. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
It was
That's
it was
nuts.
something else, man. I don't wish that on anybody. It was quite stressful. And all I could do was I looked at Jeremiah, the driver, and once he had it stopped, I just went, "Do you have any idea what to do?" And he went, "I think so." I went, "That's all I got to work with. Go for it, buddy."
It ended up being a good show, but it was close to being the end of everything. So
Yeah,
Oh.
it was this close to being all over because we could not have replaced all that.
Right.
I think that's a metaphor for the music industry. It's either all or nothing.
Yep.
Almost there, almost gone.
I can see that. I get it. Yeah. Let's hopefully let's not have anything else like that happen for you guys.
Never again.
No.
Never again.
kidding.
I would love to go back and play that venue again, but we will be asking for a couple extra hands to walk the gear down the stairs.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go. So Marty, someone would like to know, who is your cat?
Loki.
Loki.
I think
Loki's very pretty. Look at that face.
that's a good boy. Oh, there.
It's the
He
face.
likes to he likes to push his way into interviews.
Okay, that's fine. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's perfectly
I like
okay.
the
I've seen
personality.
dogs, cats, It's all fine. It's all fine. All right, people, let me see. What else do you have for us here? Let's get through. Dun, dun. People saying hello. So Kitty's name, I think it's the last one. They're chatting about, unfortunately, what happened in Non-Point last year, why they couldn't make Blue Ridge Rock Fest.
Same
Because they
fucking
had,
shit. Yeah, so close. Yep,
yeah,
it almost happened.
yeah. Well, for them, unfortunately, yeah, they didn't lose any of the gear, but the trailer did go off the edge. And Elias was telling us last week, it's a curve. I think they said, wasn't it Tennessee? I believe it was, where
Absolutely.
a number, a number of accidents happened right on that same place. And like there was a state trooper already like just right up the road from them when they had the accident.
Yeah.
So
my
it's not like
understanding was,
there's
there was some sort of weird bump or whatever
Yep.
that was throwing trailers off.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Just absolutely crazy. They Christina says, by the way, Marty, put Loki on a t-shirt. He's
I'd
got
have
to
to
look
pay him
for it.
royalties on it.
Got to look. All right. Christina's reminding me the question. Yes. Christina, let me find that question again. Christina would like to know, Marty, for you, what is the song that's going to make you jump up and down in your underwear and sing along no matter what song it is?
Our song or any song?
Any song.
Right now, I'd have to say it was probably Chandelier by
See ya.
what is it, Jimmy?
See it. Is that the one you're talking about?
What are you
See
talking about?
ya. You know who it is. See ya.
Yeah. Sia, yeah. Chandelier by Sia.
I see it.
time it
Okay.
Every time it comes on, I can't help it.
That's interesting.
It's one of the best choruses ever written. It really is.
All right.
I was thinking Wrecking Ball by Miley Cyrus, but yeah, Sia, Chandelier. That's the one.
Wrecking Ball, that'd be an interesting one too.
That's a good one. Yeah, it's a good one.
It's a very unique song, and it's one of those that you just can't get out of your head once you hear it. It's crazy
that's
for
a
that.
fact. I need
Yeah,
to write one of those.
there you go. Right, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to
let's
sit down and write one with one of those ladies.
there you go. Let's see here. Is there for both of you? Is there a different prep for you to play a festival versus a normal show at a
No,
venue?
no, I think my prep is that we play like 7 shows beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah, just as long as we are on stage and we're playing together and we're starting to lock the machine down, I think that's the best thing to do before a big festival. If we sit at home before a big festival, I'm like, oh, we blew that shit. It sucked. It's awful.
So it's you kind of get that practice, that rhythm down through playing the venue shows before you hit the fest. Yep. All right.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense. I can get that.
Any show, like let's just make sure we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shows under our belt so we can kind of get the whole fucking machine thing going.
All right. Sounds good. The Jimmy let us in on something which I don't know if you guys want to talk about. That he said that you guys you guys were you can say whether or not you want to discuss it, but you guys were doing some dual practicing going on.
Yeah, fuck yeah, we were today. That's why I keep yawning. That's why I keep yawning. We've been rehearsing for 8 hours today. Yeah, we're doing spot shows with Bobaflex, like one or two a year, something like that, and recording some songs. Which, you know, I love that band. I was in that band for 20 years, so anytime they want to do something, I'm down. But you know, so yeah, first practice was Bobaflex, second practice Lonely Ones.
Awesome. Yeah, good stuff to see Bobaflex doing some other stuff. I have not changed. I've never had the opportunity to see Bobaflex live and perform. Yeah, I know. It killed because you guys were down in Florida so often, and
where are you
never
at?
had
What
that
part of
opportunity.
Florida?
Or I'm in the Orlando area, so and you guys,
you never
yeah,
seen
you guys
Spuddy
are
live?
all the time. Yeah,
Yeah.
never had the chance. It's always like it's a timing issue. It was always something. So you know, maybe I'll get lucky enough.
I was telling Bernard and Jimmy, it's not often I get bragging rights, but I actually do on this one. I got to see you guys with Seven Dust, and 10 years before 10 years, took off. So I mean, God, we were trying to ballpark it 04, 05, 06, something like that. So, I don't get to look up on Bernard too often, but certainly enjoy getting to do so on a live stream at that.
Oh, let's see. Here's another question. So for Blue Ridge Rock Festival for this year, are there any bands that you specifically want to see that are playing on the same day you guys are playing?
Man, I've been having trouble getting the day schedule to load, so I'm not entirely sure who's playing the same day as us, if I'm being honest with you.
Let's find that out, because I always hit the website. Usually we talk about tickets and camping. We'll figure this out. Hang on a second, because we could tell you.
Just keep an eye on your participants. We lost Marty.
Oh yeah, I've seen his reception thing turn red. I assume that wasn't a good sign for him.
We'll keep an eye there. Let's see here. Let's see now. Let's see. We're looking for the Lonely Ones, and what day are you guys playing here? We'll find you.
You would think that we would actually have been prepared for this.
I know. There we are. You're on Thursday.
I think Ghost was a headliner on our day.
That's the day. Yeah, you're on Thursday.
Right. That's right.
Which I love Ghost, so I'm really excited about that.
Yeah. I'm with
Very
you, dude.
excited to see them.
Hey, Mark's back.
We got a Martin again. Is that what you said?
Yep. He's back. There you go.
I know Ghost is the same day as us, which I'm really, really excited about. I've never got to see them live, but I was a big fan since was that Meliora came out. That when Cerise dropped, that was the first thing I've really heard of them.
Fucking awesome. Yeah.
Love them. Absolutely love them. So yeah, that day also has on the same day that you guys are on, Ghost, Ice Cube, Falling in Reverse, Stone Temple Pilots, Anthrax, In This Moment, Daughtry, Jelly Roll, Nothing More, Pop Evil, Sleeping with Sirens, Spirit Box, We Came as Romans, Bad Wolves, Kitty, Shadows Fall, Hinder, Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, Attila, Hawthorne Heights, Union Underground, Red, Counterparts, The Skylit Drive, Comeback Kid, Fire from the Gods, like Norma Jean, Small Empty Soul, and many, many more on that same day.
Norma
More,
Jean
yeah.
is going to be killer. I'm really looking forward to Norma Jean.
Jimmy.
Spirit Box
I-
rules. Fire from the Gods is killer.
Hey Jimmy,
I'm excited about all of them.
hey Jimmy,
What up there?
that's a really good fucking day.
Yeah, it is. I'm looking
Have you
forward to
guys
that.
Have you guys been to the Blue Ridge Rock Festival? Like, how's it work? Like,
I was there.
How in the shit do they get all those bands on?
It's easy. They Jonathan, who is the one who books everyone, just books them in, and everyone plays. Last year I covered the show. Danny volunteered at the festival. I covered it for my website, and it last year was 6 stages, but it was at a very different venue with a lot of walking and a lot of uphill at certain times, which we all cursed one particular stage in media because everyone hated that hill to have to go down it and then try to go back up it with all your camera gear in tow. That was awful.
Yeah.
It was awful. Everyone knows it. And when I talked to certain band members, they were like, yeah, that hill was awful. So
But we don't have
this
to
year
deal
it's
with the
supposed to, yeah, no, this year it's at the
Good.
Virginia International Raceway. It's how many stages? 5? Is that what we're
Stages.
5
Right.
stages, 2
Yeah.
side by side, 3 separate stages. One is geared more towards a heavier
Yeah.
bands, so we're thinking like really like heavy doom type metal stuff.
Yeah.
Then you have one that's going to be more for like Van Warped Tour style, and then I think the last one is probably just a mix of different artists that will be playing it. So that's at
right.
least it.
That's
But we
right.
haven't seen anything yet. We know the festival map's supposed to be coming out soon. That will show like kind of the way the stages are set and whatnot, but we haven't seen anything official yet.
I'm
So
really
hopefully
looking
soon we
forward
will.
to it.
From
It's
a-
like the
from-
fastest way to
from-
find out what your slot is and what stage you're on and all that. 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't have that information for us yet. I
We
just
don't.
noticed
Yeah,
that.
we won't see that till like 2 weeks before if we're lucky.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm very curious because what was the last count, Danny, on the Blue Ridge math for how many
we were
bands?
at 191.
191 bands.
Yep.
Yes.
That includes the Wednesday pre-party and the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night club experiences.
Yep.
But
So a number of hip-hop
191
artists.
artists. Yep.
Yeah, 191 artists. So I will say this much. So my recommendation to you guys would be there is a group that's out there known as the Blue Ridge Rock Festival Fan Zone. That is like probably the most official fan group for this festival. I would recommend getting the Lonely Ones Facebook account, hopped in there, and go talk to people, and you'll
good idea.
understand
I will
like
do that.
the passion that these fans have. And that to me is what I think I love best about this festival, is that these fans have been so passionate and so, engaged with the festival in all aspects, and even sometimes where they may have critical feedback on certain things that happen. We won't talk about camping, size wise, 10 by 30. But even like stuff like that, they're so passionate about it because they love this festival so much. And that's the cool thing to see. So it's one of those things where, and trust me, there's other artists that are in that group, and they absolutely love and support them. Like Afterlife is in there. They'll be playing the same day you guys are playing. If you haven't checked them out, go give them a look too. They're a pretty solid band, and they will, they did some stuff with the fan zone and interaction, and those guys are very active. So the fact if you get yourself in there, fans will flock towards you. Engagement's huge with that group. I think it's 33,000 members strong right now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's
really
big.
cool.
Yeah. Christina says
just a quick shout and huge props. I know we have a couple of the mods with us chilling on the live stream. How they managed to keep 34,000 people more or less in check is beyond me, but they do a damn good job. So
I know how hard that can be, man.
To those that are on and to those who happen to watch this after the fact, just a huge thank you. You guys are all awesome.
Yeah, Christina, who's one of the mods, is saying here, basically they roll in on Wednesday, roll out on Monday. So like Wednesday is the, days of if you're camping, campers will check in then. On Wednesday, the campers are going to have an actual pre-party. And that pre-party lineup is pretty solid too. It's let me scroll back here to see if you guys
Mud, cold.
Yeah. It's Puddle of Mud, Alien Ant Farm, Cold, Crazy Town, Burden of the Sky, Kings County. One of the guitarists friended me on Facebook from Kings County, by the way, Danny. I thought that was funny. And Last Night's Villain, which is a local Virginia, if I remember, local Virginia band.
Yep.
And
Okay.
they're all going to be playing on Wednesday night for the campers only, like at the campground, if I'm
That's cool.
correct. Yeah, I thought that was
Very
really
cool.
neat. Or it may be at least on the festival grounds, but it's just going to be for the campers. So
That's awesome.
someone did ask, and here's an interesting question for you two. Are you staying the whole weekend?
I wish
Yes.
that we could, but we have a no.
Marty
We have
says yes.
we have a show the next. We have a
I
show the next weekend or the next day. Excuse me.
I'm staying.
As much as I would love to.
Well, Marty says he's going to stay, and the rest of you are
Yeah.
going to go. So,
You never know. You never know.
so you have another show the next day right after.
Yeah, we're playing in Virginia Beach the next day, which I wonder how well that's going to go with Blue Ridge Rock Festival being being on.
Yeah,
So we'll see.
I don't know. Yeah, there are a lot of Danny. Wouldn't you not say that the most of the attendance for Blue Ridge is locally, like within the Virginia, North Carolina area?
That would be my guess. From where I'm at in North Carolina, I mean, it's only an hour and a half. I mean, you're talking it's a few hours from Virginia Beach, a few hours from Northern Virginia. It really is a good central location. So, you'll probably see a little bit from further north and south, but the main hub of attendees, I would guess, are really in that Virginia, North Carolina area.
Yeah, I mean, and there are people who
I
travel.
can steal some of them to come see poor little us in Virginia Beach Friday,
Well, you know what?
September 9th.
Do your Virginia Beach show September 9th and then come back. That's all. There you go.
I will. I will actually reach out to the festival and say, hey, can I get another day pass for Saturday?
Right? Come back and
I
see
mean,
if
you
we
don't
can come
even gotta
back
let
another
us
day.
backstage. Just give us a camping pass. I'll just come hang out.
Well, I'll stir up the
Yeah.
pot because I like to cause trouble. Danny knows that. My
Yes,
recommendation
yes.
was I think that Boba Flex should be playing also at Blue Ridge, but that's just my opinion. That's all I have to say to them.
I don't hate that idea. I don't hate that.
See,
idea.
yeah, Marty doesn't hate the idea. There you go. See, causing trouble already. There I go.
What we'll do is
Now
I'll
Amanda will
start
hate me.
leveraging Bobaflex as the wedge to get the lonely ones into everything. Every single, oh, you want Bobaflex? Well, guess who you got to have playing at 1
You
p.m.
got to have the only ones playing too, right? There you go.
Wanna-
See, I like to cause trouble, but that's okay. And now Amanda will hate me when she sees this video. Sorry, Amanda. I love you. Just saying. Just saying. All right. But with that being said, do you have any last words, at least for our viewers, about anything you want to talk about for Lonely Ones, Boba Flex, or whichever, or Blue Ridge Rock Festival? I'll leave the floor to you two.
Man, we just got a lot going on constantly, always trying to get out and play as many shows as we can. We run our own social media. So if you want to get at us there, just type in the Lonely Ones. I'm not gonna do the played out thing of listing them all. You know where we're at. Everybody knows at this point. Just talk to us. I just sit on the band Instagram and Twitter a lot and just talk back and forth to people. If you're going to be at Blue Ridge Rock Festival, I'm real tall, so you'll see me from far away. Come holler at me. I'm pretty nice, I'm told.
Jimmy, we're immediately going to the Blue Ridge Rock Festival fan page tonight.
Oh yeah,
So
I'll
we'll
be in
say hi
there.
there.
yeah. I'll be in there before I go to bed tonight for sure.
There you go. Very cool. Christina, so keep an eye out for their accounts so you can add them in. And,
Don't deny them. That's going to look really bad.
That'll look
Oh,
really bad. Yeah, please
Don't do that to me, please.
please don't do that. All right. Marty, do you have anything else you want to add?
No, thank you guys so much for having us. Got new music coming out. Just can't wait to play the Blue Ridge Rock Festival. It's going to be fucking amazing.
All right.
Can't
Very
wait.
cool.
It's going to be a blast.
Yeah. So just a reminder for everyone. So the Lonely Ones will be playing on Thursday, September the 8th. Blue Ridge Rock Festival runs September the 8th to the 11th at the Virginia International Raceway, which is now going to become the largest rock venue in America by square footage, which I think is awesome. So keep your eye out. Tickets are still available. For those, I don't think glamping is gone once again. People just swear I think it was here and it's gone, at least last we checked. But we're trying to get this thing sold out for the festival, and we keep trying to promote as best as we can to help out this this wonderful group of people. Like, Danny and I both love this group. We love this fest, and it's a lot of fun. Yeah, just so everyone's aware, glamping is gone again. The RV camping and hookups are gone. Premium tent camping is back. I guess they've added some spots.
Oh, I thought you meant glamping, like just as a national pastime was gone.
No,
Like,
no,
that's
the
what I
thought he
Glamping
meant the
Festival
first time
has-
too.
Yeah, they offer glamping, which is good. Yeah, they offer
no
so
one's
much
into
stuff. It's just
glamping
awesome.
anymore. No one
Glamping has
cares
gone the way of a
about
lamp oil salesman.
Yeah.
It's played out.
No, the
That's what I
festival
like.
offers. Yeah, they offer a glamping option, but it's all sold out and gone. So
Quickly,
The,
yeah, very quickly. It's far from gone as far as a
Yeah.
pastime.
Yeah,
no,
I thought
tickets
you
are-
meant- I thought you
It's
meant-
not
I
a
thought you
disco.
meant-
It's not a leisure suit. It's still here to stay.
That's right.
and tickets are almost gone. So they said they're on a low ticket. So those who if you have not helped promote, please share, please do let people know. And I'm hopefully if my site gets approved to come, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys play once again, and it'll be a good time. So for those who aren't following, go follow the Lonely Ones on their social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all that fun stuff, and say hi to everyone. All right. So Jimmy, Marty, thank you so much. Greatly appreciated. Everyone else, you guys have yourself a good night. And
No, thank
we
you
will
so
let you
much,
know
man. I
when we are
appreciate it.
back again, for another Photo Pit live stream, and we'll see what other artists we can bring onto the show and have some more guest spots. But other than that, thanks everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you, guys.